Hey, boys and girls, it's Miss Jean again. I so hope you've been having a great week because this is a special week we're rolling into. I think you're going to be getting excited about the holiday that's coming up. What day is coming up? Do you know? Think about it. What have you been seeing in stores? Or maybe you've been talking about it with your moms and your dads, but Easter is next Sunday, and that's a great church holiday. So I hope you all get to celebrate just like I do. And as a matter of fact, Percy and Bonnie, they are so excited that it's Easter that they are taking this week off. I know you've got next week off, a lot of you, for spring break. And so you'll have your brothers and sisters at home from school, and you might actually be going somewhere. So I hope you have a great time and you get to celebrate with your family. But let's go ahead today, just you and all of us, get started with this book is the Bible. It's God's holy word. I open its pages to stories I've heard. I like to hear stories of Jesus, God's Son. I thank God for giving his word to each one. That's all of you, everybody in my class and everybody else who's listening. So again, guys, just give yourselves a big hug and get settled in for the greatest story ever. Like I said, we are getting ready to celebrate Easter this very week. And in our story today, it's about Easter. And it was a happy day. It is such a happy day for all Christians that we remember it in a special way each year. But what I want you to think about is way back then, the very first Easter. It didn't begin so happily. It was so sad for all of Jesus' friends. But think about it. What do you know about Easter? Think about it. Why do you think it was sad? I think some of you know it was sad because Jesus had died. Some of the leaders of the Jews, remember he was a Jew, who became very angry and jealous when everyone wanted Jesus to be king. So they had him arrested and crucified. And that's a horrible big word that just means they had him put up on a wooden cross. And that's where he died. So after Jesus' death, two of his friends who loved him so much, Nicodemus and Joseph, not Joseph his father, but another Joseph, Joseph of Arimathea, wrapped his body in linen and laid him in a tomb in the garden. A tomb back then, in ancient time, was like a cave that's cut out of a big rock. So imagine a cave, and it had an opening. They laid him in the tomb, and a huge, heavy stone was rolled across the opening. And so big that it took several people to move it in place. And 2 guards were placed on each side of the tomb. Why do you think? Use your noggins today. Why do you think the guards were there guarding the tomb? Because they didn't want anybody to come and steal Jesus' body and say he had risen from the dead, because that's what Jesus had been saying would happen. And very early on the 3rd day after Jesus died, some women went to the tomb. Their names were Mary Magdalene. Again, that's not his mother Mary, but another Mary, Salome, and Mary. And they were taking some sweet-smelling spices to put on his body. Think about it. If he had been dead for a couple of days, that would not be a good smell. And even though he was dead, they wanted to do something to show how much they still loved him. And as they walked to the garden, they wondered, who would roll the heavy stone from the door? Because they remembered it took several really strong people to roll it into place. But guess what? Imagine their surprise when they saw the stone had already been rolled away. And even more surprised when they looked in, and they looked in the tomb, and Jesus' body wasn't there. Instead, they saw an angel. Can you imagine how cool would that be? He looked like lightning, the Bible says. The clothes were as white as snow, and the women, of course, had never seen an angel before. They didn't know what to do. And the angel said to them, "Don't be afraid, for I know you are looking for Jesus who is dead. He is not here. He's alive. Come see the place where his body's been. Then go quickly and tell his helpers." Remember that big word for his helpers, his friends? Disciples. Tell his helpers that he is risen from the dead. He has gone before you, and you will see him. How weird. This is not what these women were expecting at all, but how happy they were. They were so excited that he's alive again. They ran as quick as they could to find his helpers, and they told them exactly what they saw and what was happening. And later that same day, Jesus, who had risen from the dead, showed himself to his special helpers, the disciples. They too were so excited when they saw him. Jesus came alive on that very first Easter day. He's alive today, and he's going to be alive forever. That is the best news ever, everybody. And guess what he said to his friends? You've got it. I am alive, and that's why we celebrate Easter. So listen, this week, have a great, great time with your families. Have a wonderful Easter morning, and then I won't have a story for you the next week because, again, a lot of people are going to have vacation with their family and have even more time together. So have a great time, and when I come back, Percy and Bonnie will be back. They'll be here, but this story was just so good. I just wanted you to focus on the story. So listen, guys, have a great Easter. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.